Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Sports Empire. It's your host, Sensei. I have a very, very special guest on today's show. Very excited to interview this young man and pick his brain a little bit about what he's currently got going on, and allow him to provide some information, and so you guys can get to know him better and follow his journey. But without further ado, introducing today's guest, Dominique Bailey, to the show. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for being here. We definitely appreciate you coming on. Now, introduce well, I mean, I introduced you, but let the people know where you're from and where you're currently playing at right now.
I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I'm currently playing on the number two team in the country, John Marshall High School.
Okay. And how long have you been playing basketball? Like where did this journey start for you? Like how early?
This journey started when I was in fifth grade,
Mm.
when I was like 9.
Okay. So you said in fifth grade and you were about 9 years old. Now is this something that you were you serious about it right away, or is this something that you kind of had to develop and be like, okay, this could be possibly what I want to do in the future?
It took a little time to develop it. At first, I had a passion for football, but then as more as I played basketball, I developed a passion for basketball.
Okay, so you did dual sports. You did football and basketball. So then the basketball. When did basketball become like the one you were like, okay, I'm gonna kind of put football to the side for a second, and then we're gonna just fully pursue basketball.
Um, my seventh grade year in middle school was definitely the time where I just put football aside and just
Hmm.
worked on basketball full time.
Dope. Now, was this some? Now, are you a guy who do you train alone? Like as far as just like you do your own trainer? Do you have trainers or like? Kind of what is your training regimen outside of like obviously team structured stuff.
hmm Um, in the summer, I normally work out with my dad,
Hmm.
like normally every day, if not. But during the season, I work out with Sonny Ward and Michael Wynn,
Hmm.
gym prep and Sonny's workshop during the season.
Okay, nice. Now, right now, I know you said you play for the number two team in the country. What's that pressure like going into games every single night, knowing that you guys are number two in the country and knowing that obviously you guys are. I mean, everybody's watching you, so everybody wants their fair shot at you. What is that like every night?
Um, Actually, it brings a great environment to like the Richmond community. Everybody coming out supporting, just
Mm-hmm.
preparing us for the next level, like how it's going to be in college, like a
Hmm.
big crowd and everything like that.
So, like, I know you said you're from the Richmond area. So, what's the energy been like around just you per se, not even just the team, but just around you, being that you are representing that area of the world, and you have such a bright future, and like you said, people are rallying behind you. What's the energy around you been like, and how have you been able to kind of like remain humble and not let that get to you or make you nervous or anything like that?
Um, it's a really great, it's really great energy.
Mhm.
I try not to let it get to me because I know I got like bigger goals ahead. I'm trying to get to the next level, so I just got to
Mhm.
stay humble and like level headed.
Absolutely. Now, are you? I know you probably currently keep up with the current NBA and like how everything's going right now. What's a player that you would say that inspires you, that you kind of model your game after? Like you kind of pay attention to him a little bit more than maybe than others, and say, I want to kind of have my career go on that same kind of path.
Um, well, I'm a defender, so I definitely look after like Pat Bev.
Okay.
Definitely one of the players I try to play my defense like. But on
Hmm.
the offensive end, I want to get to somebody like Davion Mitchell, like his style of play.
Mm. Now, what makes Davion Mitchell special in your eyes? Like that makes you want to kind of follow what he's doing.
Because he's definitely a two-way player. He
Mm.
plays hard on the offense end and the defense end, and he
Hmm.
always keeps his team under control.
Absolutely. So right now, so are you what grade are you in currently right now?
Currently, I'm in 11th grade.
Okay, 11. So your journey's still pretty young. So you got a couple more years to go.
hmm
Um, are you looking now? This is something that I always ask high school players because it's a part of especially like with college and things of that nature, like the NIL situation, the name, image, and likeness. Is that something that you are paying attention to, or is it kind of like one of those things where like if it comes, it comes? Just because, like I said, it is such an important part of the game now, especially if you do plan on attending college. I'm not sure if they're gonna do the rule change before you get to college, but
Mm.
is that something that you're paying attention to, or like you just it's kind of like whatever, or
I feel like it's whatever. Like it comes if it comes. But right
Mhm.
now, I just want to make it to the next level and
Right.
just play at a high level.
Right. Absolutely. And I think that's a good mentality to have because I feel like right now, the NIL is kind of overpowering the game in it within itself. So I definitely like to hear that now. As far as this year, I know you guys are mid season. How's the season going so far?
It's going really good actually.
Mhm.
We're undefeated
Okay.
as a team. We beat a few top teams
Okay.
on rankings, but love the team. We got everybody plays their role. Everybody do what they do.
That's good to hear. And is there a way that we can follow you guys or support you guys?
We have an Instagram. We have a Twitter. Our Instagram is Mena Marshall, and our
Mhm.
Twitter is JM Athletics.
Okay, guys, make sure you guys lock in and follow his journey and follow the team's journey as well. Now, when your high school career is all said and done, um, what do you want? What do you want the I guess the in its totality? Like, what do you want it to end? Like what is the end game for you at the end of your high school career?
The end game of my high school career is definitely winning states or
Mhm.
a nice national title. But and at the beginning of my college career, I want to go to a nice D1
Mhm.
school.
Now, when you look, when you I know you want to go to a D1 school. Is there something that you're particularly looking for in a D1 school? Like, is there something that would have to separate that school from other schools that may be recruiting you?
Right now, my mind is I want to go to a HBCU
Hmm.
just
Oh,
because
nice.
I like the environment they have, and it seems like the team is more together and they're like a
Mm,
family.
mm. That's interesting because I know a lot of people in your position don't necessarily choose an HBCU first over, obviously a P1. Um, so what I know you said that you like the cohesiveness of HBCUs, but is there is there any other significance or importance as far as going to an HBCU over like a Duke or a North Carolina or Kentucky? Like, is there something that's more like is it like a moral thing, or is it just like, you just feel like that's the best decision for you to make?
I definitely feel like it's the best decision for me to make. Like knowing where I'm from and the people I be around, the
Mm,
environment is just probably better.
mm. Is an HBCU present strong in Richmond where you are?
Yes, we got a
Mhm,
few HBCUs in
mhm.
Richmond.
Okay. I mean, like I said, that's definitely different. Most recruits, especially in your position, typically, like I said, they're after the Dukes, the North Carolinas, the Kentuckys, and for you to say HBCU, that's insane. Now, do you think that that is a trend that can transcend beyond just like your generation, like for generations to come, people can start looking at HBCUs as equals to those other schools that I named?
Yes, definitely. This year, HBCU got put on the map with football, Jackson
Hmm.
State. So
Hmm.
if this HBCUs do good overall, then everybody would want to come and experience it.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. So is that something that you and your friends, you guys all discuss as far as like the success of a Jackson State? Like, do you guys like look at that and say like maybe that's something that we could do in basketball and we could possibly change the trajectory of HBCUs the way Jackson State did?
Um, Sometimes we do, but sometimes we just worried about the next game and
Mm,
next step of life.
hmm.
But when we do
Hmm.
talk about it, we do want to like put a name on for like where we from.
Yeah, I could understand that. Now, is there anyone that or any certain ones that you're particularly looking at right now, or is that just the HBCU thing in itself is just an idea that you want to kind of pursue?
Just the HBCU idea is
Hmm.
just the thing.
Okay. Now, in your position, the position that you play, because you play point guard,
Yes.
is that right? What kind of what kind of leader do you think your teammates would describe you as? Like if I was to interview one of your teammates, what do you think that they would say as far as the kind of leadership that you bring?
Um, I feel like they'll say I'm a really vocal leader. I like to talk to my teammates about everything.
Hmm.
Um, I'm a passionate leader too. I really take that seriously. I feel like as a leader, you have a lot to control and needs to be done. So I feel like they would say I'm really passionate.
Absolutely. And do you think that that passion is important? Because here's and the reason I asked that question is because a lot of times, especially for point guards and just play I guess players in general, there's kind of like this combativeness of this line of passion where it's either passion or it's like overstepping a boundary, I guess, in a sense, depending on how you go about showing said passion. So is that something that you kind of sit in the mind of? Is just like, okay, I can be passionate, but I gotta pull it back some, or are you just kind of like, this is the kind of player that I am, and we just gotta work around that. You know what I mean?
I would definitely say I'm passionate, but also
Hmm.
like know my teammates and how they
Hmm.
work. So
Hmm.
if they don't like something, I'm not gonna do it repeatedly. I'm just gonna
Hmm.
figure out another way to communicate with them.
So do you feel like you have to um because I think I was watched an interview with somebody the other day and they were kind of saying how like they have to approach each teammate different because every teammate takes criticism or takes you know conversation different. Is that something that you are conscious of and say, okay, I can say this to this guy this way, but maybe this guy I gotta be a little be a little bit more gentle with this particular person?
Yes, definitely. It's definitely like that because you don't know like how that person is doing that day because
Right, right.
like feelings change overnight. So if they
Mhm.
feeling bad that morning, you gotta like work with them to get the information through.
Absolutely. Now, as a leader, I'm sure that there comes a lot of responsibility and being that you are a top recruit in the country. Um, do you get heckled a lot? Like, have you run into the people heckling you?
Definitely. That's
Yeah.
an every game thing. When we play
Okay.
tough teams, they always got a
Mhm.
student section, and you
Mhm.
hear it the whole game.
Yeah. Now, is that something that you do you kind of just ignoring? Like, I'm just playing my game, or is that something that kind of that you thrive off of? Like, does it fuel you?
It definitely does. I have great energy on the court, so once they bring the energy, I'm gonna give you energy back.
Yeah, I definitely watched some of your highlight tape and saw that and I like that. I like for players to embrace kind of that villainess role, if you will,
Hmm.
and kind of feed into that and get give the crowd a little bit back of what they're giving them. Now, um, do you do you pay attention to other recruits outside of yourself to kind of see what other people are doing and say I got to step my game up, or is it one of those things where it's just like I'm gonna just stay in my lane and just whatever happens happens?
Um, I do sometimes, but not all the
Mhm,
time. Sometimes I just want to stay in my lane because I feel
mhm,
like looking on social media and stuff like that, it would discourage some people and
mhm.
take away like how they feel. So I just try to stay in my lane.
Absolutely. Now, are there other recruits that you are close with, or that that maybe not don't play for your school or play in your particular area, but you guys have formed some kind of bond or relationship?
Yes. I had actually a teammate. Well, I have two teammates, Dennis Parker Jr.
Mhm,
and
mhm.
Damon Thompson Jr.
Okay.
Like I've been playing with them since my ninth grade year,
Mhm,
and we got a crazy bond. So like
mhm,
on the court, you can see how long we've been
mhm.
playing each other.
That's dope. I really like to hear that. Now, who do you, right transitioning a little bit to the NBA, just some more NBA questions. Who did right now do you have as your current MVP? Like, who do you think is going to win the MVP this year?
I'm down to two. I'm down to Luca
Okay.
and John Morant.
Okay, I like that. That's fair. Now, why Luca and then why Ja? Why?
Um, why Luca? I say why Luca because Luca, he's hard to guard. And he impacts the game in other aspects than just scoring. He can assist,
Mhm,
he can rebound, and stuff like that. And I say Ja because Ja is more like a entertaining player. Like
mhm,
every time you watch him, something's gonna happen. He gonna dunk on
mhm.
somebody. He gonna have a crazy play. Just really entertaining.
Absolutely. Now, who is your NBA goat?
LeBron James.
Ah, my boy, my boy. I see. I knew we got along for a reason.
Hmm.
Now, why is he your NBA goat?
Honestly, I can say this because I never really got the chance to watch Michael Jordan and see him play during his
Right,
generation and time.
right,
So
right,
I grew up on LeBron, so that's like
hmm
really all I know. So it's like
right.
he's my goat.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Um, okay, so your NBA goat. Who do you have in the finals? Just early predictions. If somebody asked you right now today, what two teams would you have in the finals right now?
In the finals today, I really don't even know.
Right, it's a toss up,
That's a
right?
tough.
Mm-hmm. Or who would you?
That's
Matter of
really.
fact, well, let's transition the question a little bit. Who would you like to see in the finals?
Um, I would actually like to see the Cavs because they've been doing all right this year. The
Okay,
Cavs,
I like that.
the Cavs, and I'm gonna go with the fan favorite, Golden State again. I'm just gonna go
Uh,
with it.
okay, that makes sense. I mean, you can't really go against Golden State until they lose, so
Mm-mm.
that definitely makes sense. Now, being a point guard, I know you said you watched Davion Mitchell, you pay attention to Pat Bev, but if you had to choose a top five, like a just it doesn't have to necessarily be in order, but who are your top five point guards?
Top five, definitely Kyrie Irving,
Okay.
Steph Curry,
Mhm.
John Morant,
Okay.
Luca, and I'm gonna give my last one to just because I like. I'm gonna go Davion.
Davion. Okay. That's not a bad five. That's a pretty strong five there. I can't be mad at that. If you had a let's see, if you had to put together like an all-time starting five, like on just one five to go against anybody, who would that be? Like who would be on your five? Who would be your top five, like all time, like ultimate team?
Okay, my point guard will be LeBron.
Okay.
My my shooting guard would be Michael Jordan.
Okay.
My three would be Larry Bird.
Ooh. Okay. I like that.
My my four, I gotta go with KD,
Okay.
and my five gotta go with Shaq.
Wow, yeah, that's a strong five right there. I feel like they could definitely they could definitely cause havoc. Now, right now you said your team is undefeated during the season. Obviously the goal is a state championship. Now, is it I want to make sure I understand this correctly because I know you guys are obviously can compete for a state championship, but do they still do like the national championships depending on like where you're ranked as far as your team is in the country, or is it just like state championship and then you just prepare for AAU? Like, how does that work? I guess.
Yes, they do still do national titles, but it's
Hmm.
like it's based off rankings of where you're
Okay.
from. Then like they bring like I think it's 8 teams together and they all
Mhm.
compete for the national championship.
Okay. Now, is that something that you guys are eyeing right now? Just because, like I said, I know you said you're number two ranked in the nation, you're undefeated. So are you guys like we got to go after the national title, or is it just like let's just focus on getting the season over with, and then like whatever happens from there, it kind of happens.
We're definitely we definitely want a chance at the national title.
Mhm.
We definitely want a chance.
Absolutely. And have you guys has your team ever competed for a national title before, or would this be like your guys' first time?
This will be our first time, I think.
Okay. Nice. Well, I definitely wish you luck on that because I feel like that's gonna be a very, very dope opportunity. Now, I know you play AAU. What team do you play for, and how long have you been playing for them?
I'm playing for Team Loaded, Virginia. Um, and I've been playing with them since eighth grade too.
Oh, okay. So, and the two guys that you mentioned earlier that you're close to outside of your team, your high school team, do they play for that same team as well, or do you guys kind of just see each other through different basketball camps and things like that?
Me and um, Damon, we play on the
Mhm.
same team. And Dennis, he plays 17U,
Oh,
so
okay. So
he's one grade up. Yeah.
oh, okay. So he's a little bit older than you guys. Okay, nice. Now, What is the AAU circuit like these days? Because I mean, obviously we see a lot of highlight tapes. We see a lot of, it seems like everybody has a highlight tape these days.
Hmm.
Like so what is the AAU circuit like as far as like competition wise? Like is it extremely competitive? Is it kind of up and down? Like because I know when I play, like sometimes you play like a super talented team and then you'd have a team that's not as
Hmm.
good. So then you know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like up and down. So what is the competition like now?
The competition is definitely competitive. I'm in a Adidas gauntlet. It's
Okay.
like where all the best teams from Adidas come together
Hmm.
and compete for a
Hmm.
championship.
Right.
Um, that's what I'm in right now. But outside of that, it's really good competition.
That's good. And when you are going against this competition, does it make you raise your level of play a little bit, or is it one of those things where you're just like, I know myself, I know my game, I'm just gonna kind of let things happen, or do you feel like you have to kind of put that extra battery in your back a little bit?
Definitely got to put the extra battle in the back,
Hmm.
just for like pride reasons. You don't want nobody on the court to be better than you, so you
Right.
put, just gotta step.
Absolutely. And I definitely agree with that. Um, So are you currently like as far as like with player rankings, like are you currently ranked at the moment?
In Virginia, I am, but
Okay.
nationally, I'm not.
Okay, so nationally so where are you ranked right now in Virginia?
I think I'm ranked number 26 overall and like number 5 in my position.
Okay. So by the end of the season, what is your goal as far as ranking wise? Like is that something that you kind of have on your vision board, or is just like, you just kind of know it's going to happen, so it's just like you just, playing your game essentially.
Definitely trying to get ranked nationally. And in my class, well, in my Virginia and stuff,
Mhm.
I want to definitely bring it down to at least top 10.
Top 10. Okay. And what do you think it's going to take in order for you to do that? Like what if is there certain things that you think you need to separate yourself from everyone else to in order to crack the top 10, or is it just one of those things where it's just like consistency?
Yeah, consistently, definitely got to become a
Mhm.
two-way player consistently throughout the whole
Mhm.
season.
Mhm. Now, what is something in your game that you want to improve? Like is there something that you're actively working on, like I need to get better at this, or is it a collection
Definitely,
of things, or
definitely my scoring ability.
Mhm.
Overall, I've been like playing defense and being a
Mhm.
point guard, but like my scoring has been it's been level. Like I ain't bringing up any.
Okay. And what is your scoring average right now?
I think I'm averaging like 8 points a game.
Okay. And what would be a significant change for you? Like what would you like it to be?
Definitely between 12 to 15 points a game.
Mhm. Now, are you I know you're like we discussed, you being a point guard. Are you the kind of point guard that says I need to be a facilitator first and then a scorer, or are you trying to kind of get to a point where it's a combo thing? Like you're more of a combo guard, like you can, you have the scoring ability but you're also able to facilitate. Like what's more important to you?
I definitely like getting my teammates involved in the
Mhm.
game, like the alley oops, the lobs, and stuff like that. That's
Mhm.
all cool, but I definitely want to become more combo-ish, like can score the ball like at will, and also
Mhm.
pass and do all that.
Absolutely. Now, is there anybody that you look at as far as like scoring ability for the point guard position that you kind of want to model yourself a little bit after? I know you mentioned Davion Mitchell, but as far as like, cause I feel like he's more of a point guard like yourself, like very much defensive,
Hmm.
very much the facilitator. But is there somebody that's a point guard that's a scorer that you like? I want to kind of add some of that a little bit into my game as well, but also keep the defense and the facilitating as a part of that as well.
Um, he's not a point guard, but I do look after DeMar DeRozan as
Mm,
like his mid-range game and how
mhm.
he gets to his spots and he just rises up and he don't really miss like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that. Now, do you prefer flash or fundamentals?
Flash,
Flash.
flash.
It's nothing wrong with that. Now, why do you prefer flash? I mean, what makes you prefer flash?
Definitely Flash because it has more of like a crowd reaction. You get
Mhm.
more out of it.
More exciting, definitely. And I feel like the game is going towards that anyway. I mean, fundamentals are always important. Like that's you got to have those to even be able to do Flash. But I mean, we like to see. I mean, as fans, we enjoy Flash. I'm sure as players,
Hmm.
you guys enjoy that reaction that we give you guys when you do something that's amazing or that you like you said you get that crowd reaction. Um, so I know we talked about all of those things outside of basketball, like outside of basketball players. Um, who are some people that have inspired you and helped you along this journey to get to where you at right now and have kind of molded you into the player and the young man that you are right now?
I would definitely say number one on my list would probably be my father, and the
Mhm,
way he carries like himself and like his
mhm,
mentality of how like he pushes me to the next level and he never stops, no matter like how lazy I be. He always tells me to
mhm,
get up and go do something.
mhm. So that's kind of the what molded you into like the hardworking player that you are now. It's kind of your father being the one that pushing you even when you don't want to necessarily, you may not want to work out or get some shots up or things of that nature. Like he's been been at the helm now. Does he coach or does he just coach you? Like does he give you?
He used to coach, but he don't coach
Mhm,
no more.
mhm,
He kind of took a step back because he felt like I needed other coaches in my life to see
mhm,
how other coaches coach other than him.
mhm,
But he's
mhm,
still definitely with me on my journey,
mhm.
training and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Now, is he somebody who, when you're being coached, he kind of falls back, or does he does he add on top of it when when the coach is getting on you?
He definitely gets on me. Even on a good day, he'll still
Mhm.
tell me I need to do more, or
Right.
he'll criticize all the bad things I did during the game.
Mhm. Now, is he kind of like a somebody who's not pretty much like no matter how good you do, he's gonna find something that you did wrong.
Hmm.
But now, does that help you, or does it feel like man, like I didn't do nothing right? Like, is it like well, how does that affect kind of your psyche when you hear him kind of giving you those critiques?
At the beginning of my career, I felt like, dang, why can't I do nothing good for him? Like, why
Yeah.
was that? But now that I'm growing up and I'm understanding him more, it's like,
Hmm.
oh, he's only doing this to make me better, to
To
have
make yeah
a better. Yeah.
to to motivate you, absolutely. Okay, so right now, like you said, you guys are number two. Your school's ranked number two. You're ranked top 20 where you are. So we're hoping to get state championship, national championship, and then to get into the top 10. Now, I know you want to get ranked nationally. That's a goal for you as well. Um, how far do you see yourself taking this basketball thing, and like what is I don't know. How do I want to word this? Actually, we'll just go with that first. What is your how far do you want to take this thing, and like how do you want to leave your legacy for the next generation that's following behind you, that's seeing kind of your path and what you're doing. What do you want them to look up to you as and be like, I want to be like Dominique Bailey because
Um, I definitely, I definitely see myself going, hopefully pro with it. But if
hmm
not, I'm gonna get my major in sports medicine. Then I'm gonna
okay.
continue like doing something related to that.
Hmm.
My legacy, I just want to be known as the dude that goes hard. No matter what
hmm
happens, he's just gonna go hard.
hmm Absolutely, and I think that's a very good trait to have. Now, let's talk about the sports medicine a little bit. What made you want to get into sports medicine?
I wanted to get into sports medicine just to keep myself around the game, just to
Okay.
keep my like just in case something happens, I can be there.
Yeah, get that age. Is that something that you feel like more players should do as far as like cuz I mean obviously everybody wants to go pro and things of that nature. But as far as like just the medical side of things, just because we see so many freakish accidents and injuries and we hear so many horror stories as far as like players trying to recover from certain injuries and never being the same. Do you think more players should take the time to, even if they eventually end up going pro? Should they take more time to kind of learn those things so that they know their body and know um, what kind of recovery process they need to be on?
Yes, definitely. To know how to treat your body while doing
Hmm.
the game you love, it will be
Hmm.
really important to you. Because what if something happens and you don't know what to do? You can just boom.
Hmm.
If you do it, you can just tweak my knee, ice, stuff like that. It'll be
Yeah. Absolutely. I would agree. I think it's interesting that you said you wanted to be a part of sports medicine just because, like I said, I feel like more players should take the time to understand what's being put in their body for one, and like I said, like you said, I mean that you alluded to the recovery process and how important it is to know, like, I got a tweak ankle or a tweak knee, or I need to just I need to ice it and do things of that nature, because recovery is so important. How you recover and what steps you're taking to recover, just because I mean, like I said, we've seen so many cases where players get injured and they never come back the same because of the recovery process, because they either come back too fast or they don't recover the
hmm
right ways, or they're not doing the right procedures and things of that nature. So I definitely think that that's something that's important now. When do you guys play again? When is your next game?
I think our next game is the 24th.
Okay. And who do you guys play? And is this another ranked team that you guys are playing, or is just like another local team?
It's another local team. We play Glen
Okay.
Allen.
Okay. Now, what is your next, like? I mean, every game is a big game, obviously, because you're the number two ranked team in the country and you're undefeated. But in your opinion, what is your next big game where it's like, okay, we got to get it, we got to really get up for this game?
I would definitely say Glen Allen because you should
Okay.
always have that mindset going into the game. You got to get up for every game.
I like that. I like that. Um, Okay, so when do you guys start, as far as like the March Madness kind of stuff, like going into competing for the state championship?
Um, After February 7th.
February 7th. Okay, so that's when, well, that's coming up. That's coming up
Mhm.
really soon. So you guys are gearing up for that. Now, have you guys played for a state title before?
Yes, we actually won one last year.
Okay. Okay. Oh, so you got the extra target on your back this year. This year. Now, when it comes to your preparation, as far as like getting ready for the playoffs and going to make that run for the state championship, what is your mental state like? Like, how do you keep what is your mentality, and I guess how do you keep it to where um you stay centered, basically, like you don't let the outside world kind of infiltrate and get you to be, I get, not necessarily out of your character, but just not who you normally are, I guess, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So like
Uh,
how do you focus mentally and kind of keep everything just centered here?
um, Definitely laying off of social media a little bit, ignoring
Mhm.
all the like negative, like all the
Mhm.
bad things on social media. Just I just as a leader, I got to keep my teammates involved with like
Right.
the positive aspect of the game. So I just, as a leader, I just
Mhm.
make sure everybody's level headed, make sure they're humble. Like
Mhm.
we accept everything.
Mhm. Now, so I want to get back because you mentioned social media. So do people get at you on social media a little bit? Like, do they try to, like, say troll you, I guess, in a sense?
Definitely, but that's what comes with being a basketball player or
Mm.
any athlete. It just comes with the game. Just
Mhm.
gotta like just say your little okay, laughing emojis, and move on.
Okay. Now that's what I was gonna ask you. Like, is that something that you like? You see those comments and you like, okay, I'm gonna circle that one. So when I go play, I'm gonna have that in the back of my head to to prove them wrong, or is it one of those things you just kind of see and it's like, whatever, like.
Um, I definitely put a target on their back if they say something. Definitely gotta go
Hmm.
hard that game.
Hmm.
But sometimes it's like they just talking, so it's like it's
Yeah, it
whatever.
is what it is. Yeah. That's good. I think that's a good mentality to have, because I can only imagine how hard that has to be, being in your position and being, a popular figure on social media and having people kind of coming at you this way and that way. Because I mean, you can't win for losing really with that, because if you say something back, then it's like, oh, we got under his skin, we got a reaction out of him. And then if you ignore it, then it's just like, oh, he's bothered by it. That's why he's not. So it's like you can't really win for losing. But I
hmm
think I think you're handling it perfectly fine now. Where can people? I know you mentioned you shouted out your team's Instagram and things of that nature, but where can people follow you personally, and your journey and what everything that you got going on?
My Instagram is IMUNIQUE _ 47, and my Instagram is my IG is, Twitter is D_Bailey 4.
Okay, so give it that to the people one more time. The Instagram and the Twitter.
Instagram is IMUNIQUE _ 47. The Twitter is D_Bailey 4.
Okay. All right. Make sure y'all follow Dominique Bailey in his journey in getting, and we are hoping that he gets another state championship and competes for the national championship also and as well, and accomplish all of your goals. I think you have your head on straight. You have a lot of positivity about you, and like I love your mentality on a lot of the things that I've been asking you. So I'm definitely gonna be rooting for you and following your journey, and hopefully in a couple more weeks or towards the season's end, we can lock in again and kind of update the people on what you were able to accomplish and things of that nature. But good luck on your journey, good sir. And once again, thank you so much for sitting down with me for this interview. It's been a pleasure to interview you. And like I said, good luck on everything that you got going on.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you
Absolutely.
so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And you have a great rest of your day, sir. And make sure y'all lock in. And like I said, follow Dominique Bailey on his journey. Appreciate you, sir. You have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Yep.